Live. We're live.
Oh,
How's your cat? I
we're
love it.
live. Hi,
I was trying to get you.
hi.
I was trying to get you talking to your cat. I was trying to
Oh,
get you
okay.
talking to your cat. That was
Well,
so funny.
hello, everybody.
Yes. Hello,
I
everybody.
was, I was jimmying up my door because I have a cat who has like pawed across the screen, and now there's a hole in the screen where the cat can get out. And now what I do,
Yeah.
it's a big long, and she's going to be meowing, but I had to put a
Oh.
bar there to kind of lock it. But anyway, you don't care about that. Nobody cares about that. Hi,
No. Hell
everybody.
no.
Welcome to
What is
Food
going
Therapy.
on?
Not too
What
much.
is
And
going on?
I am Siobhan, still tethered to my computer. However, Miss Deepa Rickenlicious, check out that hat.
I
Oh
am
my
so
God.
excited. Okay, I have to talk about this. This is amazing.
You do
I've got
have to
my
talk about it.
earbuds. I finally figured out with the help of tech through StreamYard, who had nothing to do with what's going on with my laptop, how to uninstall the program for my Blue earbuds and reinstall, making sure to check that these earbuds were to be used as a microphone. So yesterday I was wearing a different pair and I didn't think I could be heard very well. But automatically now all my earbuds just automatically now connect with the microphone. And this is so freeing, everyone. Like you have no idea the
Yes,
stress. Like, now I can run upstairs and
I
still talk.
know. Hold on, I'm just sharing this with everybody. Uh,
So what are we making today, Siobhan?
Come watch us make mushroom fajitas. Hold
Mushroom
on,
fajitas.
mushroom. And I'm just sharing this and talk life because I can't share this on Facebook without it starting first. Life after
Ah.
lockdown. There we
And
are.
I'm going to share
Yes,
some stuff about life during lockdown and
please do.
after. Yes.
Please
So
do.
go ahead. But
Yes.
no, but you
Yeah,
start. Talk
I
about
will.
life after lockdown.
I will, and I will share with everybody as well. And I'm sure all of our regular viewers already know that I am in Canada on the West Coast, and Stephanie is in the United States on the East Coast. And
North Kakalaki.
North, yes. And Canada and the United States, as with each different country, has experienced the coronavirus in many different ways and lockdown and
Hmm.
reopening and all this kind of stuff. And Canada, BC is releasing today, or last week they released like our 4 phase of reopening the province kind of thing. Now our restaurants have
Right.
been reopened again. We had patio seating only, and the insides of the restaurants were closed down for 2 months
Yeah.
again, and so that's all open. But gatherings now, we're allowed to gather with like more. We can go out for dinner with friends. They don't have to be in our bubble. We can go out with friends. We can have like 10 people over to our house, inside or outside. We're
Uh
allowed
huh.
to, more social gatherings, pretty much. You're allowed to
Right.
see more people and do more things, which,
And you know, Siobhan, that is exactly how we opened up. Well, it was just several months ago where it was a gradual process where
yeah,
restaurants could now open up outside to serve patrons. And
yeah,
as well, you could gather in no more than groups of 10. And
yes,
then that has progressed. Now they have, a few weeks ago, lifted our mask mandates. However, most people are still wearing masks. And I will say something about that is I didn't suffer a single cold from like the whole year.
yeah.
So wearing the masks actually is kind of a unique thing in that it does help protect you from bacteria and viruses that you would normally, come in contact with just in everyday life, going to the grocery store, going to the gas station, going to the gym, wherever.
Yes, and let's be fair, more people washing their hands properly than ever before,
Yes,
right?
that's true too.
Even
And
before
hand
masks were
sanitizer.
mandatory. Yeah. Yeah. So
Yeah.
so these announcements have been made, and I want to talk a little bit about mental health around reopening. and acclimatizing to reopening.
Mm-hmm.
Many people know that I have been pretty reclusive, really, since COVID hit. And even before that, I was working in an office job, and I was already working 2 days from home because of my anxiety. So it was medically, my doctor said, let's have you work 2 days from home. And then lockdown hit,
Mm-hmm.
and in March of 2020, I was laid off. And
Right.
then with nothing but the idea that I was going to open my own business and pursue my dreams and all that stuff, which is going very well and very successfully. However, I have been mostly at home by myself or with my husband. I've not gone places. No need to dress up, no need to do anything, no buying of clothes, no nothing, everything on Zoom in the safety of
Yeah.
Zoom. I got
Or
comfortable with that lifestyle.
Amazon.
Hold on. Mace! Sorry, that's my
What are you
cat.
doing?
She's got her head down between a guard that I have up. And anyway, sorry about that. I covered my microphone. And, the beginnings of lockdown start or of the releasing of lockdown, my anxiety spikes a little bit. And I'm thinking,
Mm-hmm.
oh, well, this is really interesting. Like and I used to be an extrovert. I will say now that I'm an introverted extrovert. But
Yeah.
I got quite comfortable with being by myself with my own company, networking and knowing people that I know on Facebook and developing that kind of a circle and that kind of a world. And many of you also know that I am a Jay Shetty genius. I belong to his coaching community.
Yeah.
So 2 weeks ago, he started a new series for our month called Life After Lockdown,
Ooh,
which was
I like that.
perfect for me because I am suffering with and I am, a little bit of anxiety around the whole thing. And Jay so aptly put, when COVID hit in 2020, we had to all acclimatize to a new world, a
Right.
world
Of
where we
living.
did
A new way of
business
living
different,
and
a
existing.
new way of living. That's right. Where
Mm-hmm.
all of a sudden we're not going to businesses, we're having to find somehow else to survive. Our social circles are gone. We acclimatize to the restrictions around COVID. And for me, it's been 17 months, 16, 15 months. Okay, you know what? I'm just going to have to close my door. Mace, why don't I have his water jug? She's driving me crazy. So I had to, I acclimatize and very well. And now I have to prepare myself, and I'm preparing myself for
Mm-hmm.
life after lockdown. And what does that
Mm-hmm.
look like for me? And speaking for me, I started doing small things to help me acclimatize and get back into society a bit. Now, these little things that I've done are going to seem so simple and
Right.
almost maybe ridiculous, but so true. So the first thing I did, because honestly, my feet have not seen the world in a really long time. My feet have not been anywhere. They're in shoes or at home. I got a pedicure the other day because I just decided that it was time
Yeah,
to get my feet
self-pleasure.
for
Self-pleasure is such a
pleasure
good
too.
thing.
For pleasure
Yeah.
too. And I didn't care about my feet for 14 months. I
Yeah.
usually hold on, you know what? I'm going to have to go because my cat is, hold on 1 second. I have to go.
Take these mushrooms. Mm. Guys, we marinated these mushrooms beforehand in a balsamic vinegar and several different herbs, and I used cumin, garlic powder, crushed red pepper, and I
Do you like,
marinated my mushrooms in the refrigerator for at least an hour in that conglomeration, a little bit of
oh my
olive oil as well.
gosh,
And
yes,
then,
we should
yeah,
talk
and
about,
then, yeah, and then we grilled, like I grilled mine on 3 to 4 minutes on each side
yeah,
on a nice oiled grill, kept
yeah.
it hot, and now, yeah. So go ahead, Siobhan,
Okay,
finish
so,
what you were saying. I'm supposed
well,
to keep
we should,
everybody entertained.
I know we haven't even told anybody what we're doing with our food.
Yeah.
But I'll make it short. I got a pedicure. I went and I buy tights. I love tights. And my tights were
Mm-hmm.
so old, they were getting ratty and they had holes in them. So I
Oh,
revamped my tights
yeah.
so that
Mm-hmm.
I had some fun clothes that made me happy and that I could wear out in public without feeling like I was wearing my pajamas. Because all the tights that I had before lockdown kind of became my pajamas, right? My
Hmm.
go-to wear every day. And they got worn. And these tights were already tights that were a couple of years old. So I
Right.
needed to revamp a little bit of my lounging wear, my at-home work wear, just to feel kind of ready for if I run into
Right.
people. Before I didn't care. Now I'm caring a little bit more. The
Right.
other thing that I did was I started venturing out more. When I bought these tights, I'm supporting a local Vancouver woman in business. I say local; she's in a fellow town, a fellow city, Burnaby.
Hmm.
But for me, traveling 50 minutes to go buy tights would once upon a time be outside of my comfort zone, or I wouldn't want to drive that far. I wouldn't want to go that
Yeah.
far. But you know what? It's time to get out and meet people and meet new
Yeah.
people. And this is a woman
Yeah.
who I've been networking with in Vancouver Women of Business. So I
Yeah.
wanted to go and meet her face to face with masks on, of course. But I wanted to support her and I wanted to get out of my comfort zone and back into seeing people. And
Civilization. Yeah.
yeah, and the third thing I'm doing is networking a little bit more in my own community. Now that things are going to be opening up, I'm not going to be online forever. I mean, I want to take yoga, laughter yoga into businesses, which means going
Yeah.
into actual businesses because laughter yoga, of course, is about eye contact and being with people and sharing laughter. And it's translated well to online and I've done it very
Hmm.
successfully. However, there's nothing like laughing with other people together.
Absolutely. And you've been doing a great job of doing that online via your live Facebook, via
Yeah.
like your Zoom calls. And I sometimes I'll catch it in the morning. I'm like, oh, and I was like, oh shit, you've been on for like 20 minutes, and I'm like, ha ha ha
Yeah.
ha, ho, ho, ho,
Oh,
ho.
oh, oh.
you know.
Yes.
And I'm like, yeah, and it's usually over that when I'm having my coffee, in my
Mm-hmm.
sacred space.
Yes.
But
Yes.
to that, Siobhan, I just wanted to say, like I was talking with one of my good friends at the gym yesterday, and we were having this discussion about what life was like during lockdown because we are
Right.
both like adamantly we're gym people, we're workout people, and just because a lockdown happened and the facility in which we were able to go and do our workout or an exercise
Mm-hmm.
did not stop either of us from finding a way
Yes.
to keep our bodies healthy and in shape during and for me that was pop sugar workouts via YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just committed to that because, again, being committed to that showed commitment to myself. And
Yes.
we were kind of laughing at some of the people that when the gyms did reopen, some of the people that we've known for years and years and years, and you could tell that they didn't work out at all. And we're not making fun and not being
No.
negative and not judging, but there's a mindset around the way in which you live your life. And just because, and think about this, and it's not about like, so we found a way because of what was important. How many
Right.
people go, oh my God, like that, I'm derailed now. It's like a plane crash. That plane crash derailed me. The pandemic is a plane crash. I'm stuck at home. And what do I do? What do I do? How many people allow that to then stop them from doing things instead of finding a way? Because at
Yeah.
the end of the day, what is important?
Well, that's true, right? And I
Yeah,
know a lot of people suffered because part of their gym is the community that the gym
yeah,
has,
that's
right? And
true.
I will speak
Very community for me.
about my husband who was an avid gym goer because of community, right? He liked knowing
Hmm.
that there were people waiting for him to keep him accountable.
Yeah,
He liked the group, the small group personal training we did because there were people there that were going to hold him accountable. He wanted to show up for
yeah.
the instructor. He liked the people. He liked the
Hmm.
team
Yeah,
feeling of it. And then when our gym closed, all that's gone.
yeah.
And he is not one to find a workout on YouTube and work out. That does not motivate him. He doesn't like
And I
looking at a
will
screen.
I will admit that for myself, going to the gym is also a social thing for me. I get a lot of energy from being in the gym because of the people that I interact with. And I've said this numerous times on numerous
Yeah,
episodes, is being silly, laughing, making fun of, and teasing those that I see almost on a daily basis and have for so many years. So that is an energetic component for me. But at the end of
yes,
the day, my body and my health and wellness is the most important. So I was going to figure out a way to keep that going.
that's
And
right.
and again, and during the pandemic, it's like, what were you doing to keep yourself social with people? And what I loved, and I posted something on Facebook about how I really felt like this pandemic started to really bring people together in a closer way.
Mm,
And because I remember like every night at 7 p.m. over here, we would
yeah.
have this mass cheering for the
Oh,
healthcare workers that
here too.
were in the hot. Yeah, exactly. And it's like, and we were doing Zoom. I was a part of a Zoom party every Friday night with one of my friends who's a DJ up in New York. And
Yeah.
and I would be out on my back deck all by myself drinking wine and just, and just acting like a fool. And it's
Oh,
like, I really felt like people were figuring out ways to connect and to stay because connection and that camaraderie with people is
oh,
so important.
that 7 p.m. ringing the bell. It's funny you bring that up because
Yeah.
we started it like somebody in our, like, out of our backyard neighbors, right? Because we've got backyard neighbors and of course then the neighbors. So we started hearing clanging from neighbors that way. So Graham and I said, okay, somebody's starting it, so I'm going to go out there and do it. So the first night we did it, we were out there by ourselves, no other neighbors, like our two next door neighbors. But then the next night they came out, and then more and more people came out, and then we were connected through that, talking to our neighbors, including like neighbors 5 houses up. We'd go right out to the
Yeah.
sidewalk. Hey, how are you? And then we had a thing where we would not stop until one car went by and honked, or two cars drove by and honked. So we made it
Yeah.
a game, and that's the way we
Absolutely.
we we stayed connected as well.
Made it fun. Made it fun.
Yeah, and I was lucky because I know, I was in the fitness business. I was an indoor cycling
Hmm.
instructor, and I
Hmm.
and I know lots of people in the fitness business. So my
Hmm.
fitness people who I've trained under and worked out under, they started a few online communities where it was live Zoom workouts. And in the beginning, we couldn't figure out Zoom. We could, when people were trying to
Yeah.
figure out how to play the music with Zoom, and but those live workouts with real
Hmm.
people
Yeah.
really saved me. And finding those people who were live and connected on Zoom. How are you doing there? So let's actually talk about what we're making here for a second.
Yeah.
We are
My
making.
vegetable mixture is all done. My mushrooms and peppers and onions and all my spices and
Oh,
everything is
okay.
good.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So I am not quite done yet. So we're making mushroom fajitas, Portobello mushroom fajitas, and Stephanie and I both made the marinade. It was light balsamic dressing, a steak rub. I just mixed a whole bunch of things together: cumin, oregano, and the mushrooms marinated for an hour. And then I went out and I grilled mine on the barbecue. They're sliced and in the oven. And right now I'm just cooking up peppers, onions, and yeah, peppers and onions, green peppers, red peppers, and onions.
And that's what I was saying is instead of like a balsamic vinaigrette dressing, I actually used just straight up balsamic vinegar, a
Yeah,
little bit of olive oil, and then I added onion powder, garlic powder, crushed red pepper, cumin, and I put it
nice.
in that bag and marinated it. And then,
Yeah.
I mean, I've been like tasting it and it's absolutely outstanding. It
Oh,
is
oh,
so
damn,
good.
standing.
And
It's deep delicious, is what it
it's
is.
deep, Rick and Licious, and I'm
What's
doing
that?
mine with lettuce. And
Oh, nice.
this is lettuce given to me by my next door neighbor. Her boyfriend has been growing lettuce. They have a plethora of it
We
in
do
their
too.
garden at his house. And they were like, hey, I gave them paleo brownies the other night. And they were
Oh,
like, hey, do you want some
nice.
fresh grown lettuce? And I'm like, yeah. So
Now
that's going to be my show.
I should have gotten lettuce from my garden because I have lettuce out there, but I have gluten-free corn tortillas. So I
Nice.
have one right here that's ready. And my toppings I'm going to use, I just have guacamole, salsa, and cheddar cheese.
Yeah, I've got fresh avocado, and that's all I'm going to do. I'm not
Beautiful.
having dairy right now, or I will
Right.
use Greek yogurt instead of sour cream.
Yes.
Greek yogurt can replace sour cream or mayo, and
Oh,
you cannot, I'm
easily.
sorry, you can't tell the difference, and you are adding, and that's one of the four things of what Deep Licious does, is adding Greek
Yes.
yogurt instead of mayo. I never use mayo, I never
Yeah.
use sour cream, I always use Greek yogurt.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but
Even in
I'm
place
not
of
even doing
mayo
Greek
too.
yogurt today because
So
I'm
do
not,
you,
yeah, so I'm saying Greek yogurt instead of mayo or sour
oh,
cream. Yeah, in
how
my
do you get the
deviled eggs.
tang with the mayo? Or do you just,
Well,
like,
think about it. Greek yogurt is tangy.
yeah, I guess
Can
it
you not
is.
hear
Yeah,
me?
you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, Greek yogurt is tangy, and that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying is I've always used it in my deviled eggs, regardless of the
Yes.
recipe. And I'm telling you right now, I've done a challenge up against a chef at a local restaurant,
Yeah.
and you could not tell the difference.
Oh my
You could
gosh,
not
that
tell
would
the
be
difference.
fun.
People were trying each deviled egg and being like, I can't tell the difference which one's Greek yogurt and which one is made
Right.
with
Yeah.
mayo. Yeah.
So to go back to a little pandemic talk, so I really want to stress that if you're feeling a little bit of anxiety around all of this, it's perfectly normal. You have to acclimatize back to where we're going. And I'm so glad it's in stages. The other day we went to friends of ours and sat in their backyard. Now, granted, they've been in our bubble, but we're talking about having like 4 to 6 people over to our house,
Right.
in the backyard still. Even though we're allowed to have them inside, I'm not comfortable with a lot of people inside my house yet. They're all my friends, but
Yeah.
I am doing what I need to do to come back
Yeah.
into life emotionally healthy, because I do
Hmm.
suffer with a generalized anxiety disorder. I don't take that lightly. And I want to be careful with myself. I don't want to be a freaking nervous wreck having to
Nervous
go
wreck
out and
nightmare
do things
when you're supposed
because,
to be having fun.
yeah, oh, exactly, exactly. And, Jay Shetty talks about, being prepared in situations. Like, have some questions. If you know you're going to a get together with friends that you haven't seen in a while, have a list of questions prepared instead of oh, how was lockdown? What did you
Oh
do?
yeah,
Wasn't it
don't
terrible?
focus on the negative.
Yeah,
Focus on
yeah,
but again, Siobhan, that's easy for you and I. And some of the people that are watching may not be in that space of,
yeah,
but like okay, so for instance, I've been talking to someone recently who's talking about her culture in which she lives. They're so fortunate that they don't deal with a lot of negativity or bullshit, but they
right,
all complain a lot. And it's
right.
like, how do they get themselves out of the mindset of complaining? And it's like, okay, well, then switch that, like what we did last week, complaining to a stage of gratitude. So, and doing like being aware, like the jars that we did last week, complaint, whine, and bitch versus
Mm-hmm.
being in a state of gratitude and just finding one thing, 10 things, 100 things that you're grateful for, even if it's the same one thing over and
Yes,
over and over. But
yes,
what that does is it's not that the culture can't or will or won't shift their paradigm of complaining, but
right,
they can. But it takes an effort and it takes realizing that is prevalent to then go, huh, okay, now how do I change that? How can I create something better?
right. I am taking my mushrooms out. So here are my mushrooms. I grilled them and they're right there, all sliced up. And I am going to add them now to my pan here. Um, yeah, and yeah, I don't, I want to have questions prepared other than pandemic related questions,
Yeah, yeah,
or asking specific questions, not just like, how did you handle the pandemic, but more
right.
specific questions,
What did
maybe
you
about,
find to bring yourself to a state of peace and joy? But so
yeah,
many people probably didn't even do that prior to the pandemic, is
no,
my point. So
yeah,
to put them in that, but again, that's why we're having these conversations, is because we're two people who we practice this in our own life, and that's why we want to empower others to practice that in their life,
yeah,
and that's going to
yeah.
bring so much more quality to your life.
All right. Oh, the lime and cilantro's going in here.
And I did lemon zest,
Oh,
lemon juice. So like,
oh yeah.
so what do you say to that? Like, to the people that aren't in that mindset. of being making an effort in
Yeah,
myself.
well, I just say I'm sorry you had that experience. I'm really learning, and sometimes I might come off as not callous, really, but you know, you serve best when you're in a high place. And
Absolutely.
coming down and commiserating with people in their space actually does nothing for them. And the
Nope.
analogy, the
Nope.
analogy that I'm going to give is you have a friend with a broken leg,
Hmm.
and that person is having a hard time getting around, and they're struggling, and they're kind of like, oh my God, I can't do this. Are you going to break your leg to make them
Exactly.
feel better and to
Oh my
help
God, that
them?
is such a
I'm
phenomenal
going to break
analogy.
my leg because you know
Yeah.
what? I want to help you, make you feel better. So I'm going to break my leg to
Mm.
help you. No.
That is such a phenomenal analogy, but we do that.
Oh, we
It's
get
like it's wild how we'll change our speech to reflect what somebody is sharing, even if it's negative.
people get inspired by inspirational people. They don't get inspired
Hmm.
with people that are where they are. So when you come down and stay where they are, oh, it was terrible. Oh, that was terrible
Yeah.
that happened to
Oh,
you.
that
Oh,
sucks.
I know, that's awful. Oh my God, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's terrible. Oh my God, yeah, that's awful. It's like money too. It's the same analogy with money.
Yeah.
You have a
Yeah.
friend you have a friend who doesn't have a lot of money, and you're there
Hmm.
sitting with more money. Are you going to say to that friend, well, you know what? I know you don't have any money. It's terrible. I'm going to get rid of some of my money so that
Right.
I can sit with
So I,
you without
yeah.
money as well.
Does this make sense, guys? It's
I
like
hope this makes
instead of
sense.
bringing yourself down and lowering your vibe and what you're putting out, bring yourself or real or think not in a fake and authentic, oh, happy, joy, but in
Yeah.
a real way. How can you shift that energy to bring forth like something where that person can reflect in their own mind and their own heart something to be positive about? Seriously.
Yeah.
Seriously. Everybody's got something to bitch about and everybody's got something to be grateful for. What do you want to focus on?
Yeah. I mean, I can empathize. I can imagine how hard that must be for you. But I
Hmm.
can't
Yes.
I can't sit with them in it. I cannot sit
Hmm.
with somebody in
Yeah, I'm very
because
affected. Hmm.
it doesn't do
By
anybody
negative
good.
energy.
It,
Yeah.
it's not going to help that
Hmm.
person. I think about the people in my
Yeah.
life, in my past, who I've done that with. I've sat in with their negativity. I've sat in with their complaining. I became a complainer.
Oh yeah,
Neither
we've
one
all
of
done
us
it.
got better.
We've all
It
done it.
didn't help either one of us. If I break my leg because you have a broken leg, it just means that two of us are broken. So
Exactly.
let me stay whole. Let me stay let me stay in my place and help you from my wholeness.
Hmm.
Not let me get down to your level and
Right.
try to
But you know, Siobhan, have
dig
you
you
ever
out.
seen the analogy of like it's so much easier to pull somebody down than to pull somebody up?
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you seen that? Yeah, so Jacqueline says misery loves company. Absolutely. And you know, I, as like the more and the longer that I have done this type of work,
Yeah.
for myself, that I am very sensitive to other people's negative energy, and
Mm.
I can't handle it in a way that I'll sit there and I'll nod and I'll smile, but I'm just like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, I can't, but it's like, how do I, okay, and but I always will like just empathize, but then I got to switch, I got to shift this, we got to shift, because I know that they're just accustomed
Yeah.
to that negativity.
And I'm really working on, and I try to do it as much as I can, seeing people in their wellness. So even if they are broken, even if they have shit happening to them, I envision them as whole. I envision them as their highest self, because that
Yes.
keeps me uplifted. And some people will say, "Oh, that's a dream world. That's in denial." I have a friend who is ill, and I constantly visualize her. And actually, so one of my other friends said, "Oh my God, you're envisioning a person who never even existed before her illness." And I'm like, exactly. I'm envisioning the highest version of this person
Mm-hmm.
because it keeps me
Mm-hmm.
elevated and able to help her. And I'm not seeing her in her illness. I'm seeing her in her wholeness, in the hopes that,
Mm-hmm.
well,
And
just
what's
in the hopes.
possible?
Exactly. What's possible? What's possible? Are you dying to eat your fajitas? Because my fajitas are
I
here
am.
now. So I want to
Yeah,
show
I'm
everybody.
ready.
Hold on. This is going to be a big, heavy cast iron pan. So I want to show everybody what this looks
People are
like.
jumping on now at the
Oh,
good part, at the
there it
making.
is. Look at that. I mean, honest to God, that looks like steak.
Yeah,
I'm going to take a
that
picture of this
does.
in the pan. Yeah. Oh my God, I'm so excited. Graham was like, "What's for dinner tonight?" I'm like, yeah, oh, because we had the ice cream last week, not for dinner, of course, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
but
and
that
I
was
forgot to
so
post the
good.
recipe for the ice cream, guys. I promised to get that done. And I've got to catch up on sharing podcast episodes. I shared Gina's today. If you didn't check that out, holy for Rick and Cal, what an empowered conversation I had with Gina
Yes.
Sprague, owner of Curio Craft and Conjure, yesterday. I shared that, and this weekend I'm going to share the other three that I haven't shared. And the recipe to ice cream.
Yeah. All right, so here's
All
mine.
right.
I've got mine in my, look at that. I just got mine in my hand.
Yeah. Hold on. I want to put some more vegetables on it.
Woohoo. And I don't have a plate. I wonder if I could, I had cheese out, but you know what? I'm not even going to put cheese on it. I don't think I need cheese.
I used Thai basil and fresh mint instead of
Oh,
the
yum.
cilantro.
Okay, what am I
Yeah.
saying? Of course I'm going to use a little bit of cheese. All right, I have it out. I have the grater out, so why not? This is going to be messy,
Yum,
folks,
yum. Oh yeah. Nose is itching.
but that's okay.
Oh my gosh. All right.
And this is
Yum.
another recipe from the Looney Spoons cookbook,
Mm,
which
mm,
is just
mm.
so amazing. So many healthy recipes. All right,
Oh my gosh.
here I
Mm,
go.
damn. Mm, mm.
Mmm, mmm.
That is wonderful.
Oh my God.
This is so good. Wow,
Those
guys.
flavors are
Uh-huh.
amazing. Oh my gosh. Another like delicious recipe coming from food therapy.
Oh God, yeah. This
Mm-hmm.
was Siobhan's recipe day. You know what, girl? I think you can come up with your own recipes.
Oh, I could. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're, I know you can cook.
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
I did do a couple of my own, but
hmm
I don't do enough of my own on here.
And I
My
think I think
own
people want to
recipes.
see. I think people want to see your recipes. Jacqueline says yum, and she says why not ice cream for dinner? Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, these are
Oh my
good.
goodness, this is so good.
Wow.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
Did you add red pepper?
I did. I have. Oh, not red chili pepper flakes. No.
Mm. Mm. Wow.
Mm.
Yeah,
What can I say?
Jacqueline says time for an original. A
Okay.
Siobhan Spark Up original.
Okay. I will have a Siobhan Spark Up original in 2 weeks when it's my turn. When is our guest coming on?
Uh, Carol Boston is coming on June 24th. She
Mm-hmm.
is so cool. Girl, are you I've tagged you in a couple of her. At 5:30 p.m. on Wednesdays, Carol Boston has a craft cocktails with Carol, and it is always so much fun. And she just makes random cocktails. Like last month,
I'll
it
have
was
to check
gin
her out.
month. This month, it's tequila month, and she's fabulous, and she has such, insight and words of wisdom, and we're all just having fun. And we
Hmm.
were talking about Golden Girls, and she's like, "Which one? What, Stephanie? Which one are you?" She's like, "I think I know." And I said, "Girl, I am so Blanche." And she's like, and she said, "I think I know why, but tell me why." And I was like, "Because Blanche lives truly from her own authenticity, her own
Mm-hmm.
sense of adventure and desire." But
Yes.
then my other favorite one is Sophia, the
Oh,
old,
the
like
old,
the mother.
yeah, yeah.
She's just hilarious. She's got this like, y'all are crazy, and
Well,
then,
yeah.
well, not crazy, but. and then Dorothy has that, and so.
Yeah, I think I'd be more the sarcastic one. So either the
Uh-huh.
mom or Dorothy. Hmm.
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Not to say that I
Mm.
haven't been a Blanche in my life, but
I love Blanche. I
mm,
love her. I also
yeah.
love on Sex and the City. I love Samantha.
Oh yeah.
You know, but I never liked the movies, and I never really liked the show because it kind of got a little bit of annoying. But anytime I did watch, I'm like, oh, I'm so Samantha. She's
Oh,
Samantha.
I love Samantha. I love the show. I like the first Sex and the City movie. They're coming out with a third one now, apparently. So without Kim Cattrall, so without Samantha, because she doesn't want to
Oh,
do it anymore. So it'll
ah,
be interesting to see.
that will
Um,
be interesting.
yeah, it'll be different. And I guess Big just signed on. Mr. Big, Chris Noth, signed on.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be kind of fun. Yeah, and I'll watch it. I won't go to the theater and watch it, of course, because I never go to movies and watch them. I've never been a big movie fan, but um,
Jacqueline says, "Can you post the cocktail hour details, please?" Yes, I will. Let's see. I'll figure it out because Carol. I'll figure it out because I can definitely tag you in something, Carol Boston. If you go to my friends list,
you might have to be friends with her, wouldn't you, if she's doing it on
like,
her page? If she's doing it,
well, everything I do is public.
yeah, yeah,
So if you're not my friend, you could still see. I mean, I still get people engaging with my stuff that aren't my friends. But I
right,
think she does too. But anyway, I'll figure it out, Jacqueline, and I'll definitely because it is fun and fabulous.
yeah,
And she's
yeah.
coming on the fourth. So next week it's hold on. So next week it is
You,
my turn, and then the 10th is your turn. No, no, no.
yeah,
10th is my turn, your turn, and then on my turn is when Carol is
right.
going to be on. Yeah,
Okay.
perfect, perfect.
Okay. Yeah. So in 2 weeks, then it will be my own original recipe that we
Hell
are
yeah, girl.
doing.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
I've got a couple of, I got a couple already that I'm thinking about. So yay. Yeah.
This
Well,
was
my
awesome. So,
gosh.
guys, I hope you got a lot out of that,
Yeah.
about
I hope so too.
mindset, and it's not even just pandemic related, just in life
Yes. Oh, for
related.
sure. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I posted I shared it in my I get a subscription to it's Mike Dooley's Notes from the Universe. And I
Uh
had
huh.
shared a while ago, I was doing a meditation and the birds were flying around, and I said that the birds were performing just for me. And I put it on my
Yeah, I
business
remember that.
page, but about the fact that, you know, why else would the birds sing but to be heard? Why else would the flowers be so beautiful except to be seen? And there was another thing that was in there, and that it's all for you. And to me, that puts a whole other level to nature. And it makes
Yeah,
me feel really special when I think that maybe and why not believe there's nobody out there to tell you that all this nature isn't for you. I mean, it's all
yeah.
here for a reason, right?
Hmm.
So why not believe that it's just for you? And that makes
Yeah,
me feel, that raises my vibration when I go out and I
yeah,
go, oh my God, look at my beautiful flowers blooming just for
yes,
me. Look at my lettuce growing just so I can eat it. Look at those birds coming around and eating and playing just so I can see it. And it really adds a level of gratitude and appreciation
yeah.
and
Hmm.
mindset.
That's
Instead
right
of just
there.
wandering out there going, oh yeah, look, there's flowers, there's birds, there's trees. What if you thought that they were your own gifts? And
Yeah.
it's really upped my appreciation of nature and my vibration. So
It's
yeah.
funny
Well,
because I do the same thing, Siobhan. I go out
yeah.
and I'm like, oh, my beautiful tomato plants. Oh, you're going to be producing such amazing tomatoes for such delicious tomato juice. And I'm
Yes.
like talking at my little lucky plant, the shamrock plant. I'm like, oh, hi, lucky plant. Oh, thank you. And I'll be like, I'll talk to the bird. I'm like, hey, birds. Hey,
Yeah.
birds.
Oh
And
my
yeah,
gosh.
I'm a big, yeah, yeah.
Me too.
So.
Me too. And it just all comes back. It just all comes back to you. It really does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, guys,
Thank you,
for
everybody,
joining us.
for watching. See what happens when we do a lot of prep beforehand. We do more
Yeah.
talking, less
Yeah.
prepping, and it's a little bit of a shorter window. So if somebody doesn't have an
Hmm.
hour to dedicate
Yeah.
to food therapy, and why wouldn't you have an hour? No,
I know.
but I mean, 40, 45 minutes is perfect, right, for a cooking show. And when we go on TV, they'd put commercials in there, so then it would be
Yeah,
perfect.
absolutely. Yeah. Well, cool. Well, all right,
Yeah,
guys. Well, it's been oh so
awesome.
fabulous.
Thank you,
We'll see
everybody, for
y'all.
joining. See you all soon.
See you next week.
Bye. Do you need to come up here?